What's up, Sam?
I thought you were gonna be like, Sam, you want to start us off?
Yeah, Sam, you want to start us off?
No, not
So
really.
we have not started.
No, it's going.
Dude, we're blown.
Welcome to the Legends in Detail podcast, episode 15, 14? 15. 15.
I vote that we stop saying
We do. We got to stop saying. At this point, we shouldn't even do an intro. We should just go.
We should just get into it. Yeah, like we should do like cold open.
Now
we did that on the first episode. We just let it go for 5 minutes.
We did. This is what I want to say is that we if you listen to the last episode, all 4 of you,
dude, it was terrible.
Yeah, in the last couple minutes, Sam said we're gonna do Carmelo Anthony, and I took his word on that. Mm-hmm. And then today, when everyone came over to my place, both Sam and Brandon asked me, who are we doing today? So this one's going to be good. I think this is good.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty indicative of who we are as a podcast.
Yeah,
like,
that is.
You know, like why plan it? Why write stuff down?
Yeah,
we're just gonna.
Let's just roll. Yeah, let's just roll. Let's talk about anything.
No, I agree. We embrace it. You know, we're not.
Have our listeners embraced it?
No, definitely not.
They know we're switching over.
There are no listeners who embrace.
My boss, listeners like this, Dave. Because fuck them. That's why.
My boss and my ex-boss listen.
Well, what's up, Corey's new and old bosses?
Yeah.
My manager once every couple weeks would just be like, yeah, just listen to the Shaq episode.
He probably listens for a minute.
You know what's crazy is he's told me he's listened to it. After that initial whoa, cool podcast. Not too many compliments since then.
Yeah, he did his initial I'm gonna be polite, I'm gonna support my guy.
No, I honestly think he likes it. I mean,
it's an interesting listen. You know, there's too many podcasts out here that are informative.
Yeah, that's
too many podcasts out here that I don't know follow guidelines specifically.
There's enough podcasts that are just 3 guys fucking talking about
just 3 friends
eating pizza.
Just 3 guys talking about pickleball and basketball.
Yeah, you've said several times this is going to transition.
This is going to transition
tennis one time. UFC,
dude. I'm actually
pickleball and tennis. I mean, it works. It works fine.
I love tennis. I've always been a big fan of tennis. I kind of fell out of love with it when Andre Agassi retired, but whatever.
It's a sick name.
Yeah,
I don't know
dude,
much
he was
about him.
a beast.
I remember hearing his name.
He had a mullet back in the 90s. God, he was killing it. My mama really liked him because when he went bald, she said he looked like my dad. And so
that's good for
I was just kind of that's just kind of. And then in comes Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. So everyone else's career just went.
Yeah, I feel like tennis is crazy because especially with women's Serena Williams and there's one top dog.
Yeah.
And even with men's tennis, there's always that one top dog.
Well,
and I feel like now it's getting a little bit away from that, but there for a while it was Agassi, then it was Federer, then Nadal.
Yeah, and then Djokovic.
Yeah, now it's a little bit better, but I feel like who's gonna win most big events.
The 3 greatest tennis players of all time are playing in the same era. It's wild. It'd be like if Jordan, LeBron, and Kareem or Will were playing in the same era. It's crazy what's been going on in the 2010s in tennis.
Well, we're gonna do the first LeBron or Jordan episode.
We need to do something like that.
It's hard. It's hard to figure that one out because everybody's an expert on LeBron these days. You know, everybody knows the social media. The players that are in, even Carmelo, even the players that are in the social media.
I kind of feel like episodes
we are doing Carmelo Anthony today.
Oh, dude, fuck Carmelo. We're not
There's one Melo now, and
he's a role player.
Nah. I miss Fat Melo, man.
Yeah, dude.
When was Fat Melo?
Denver Nuggets Melo?
Melo's footwork.
He's unbelievable.
Let's just talk about
it. Sucks that the game kind of basketball trended away from that.
Yeah.
Because Melo was the best at that. He was so good in the post.
In the Olympics, Melo was basically our power forward.
Yeah.
And he's just got such good instincts in the post. It's crazy. I mean, he doesn't have the best ups, so he wasn't ever the best rebounder, but he knew how to box out. And he's just a solid post player when he's in the post.
Yeah, he was so the early Melo before the knees gave out on him. he was so athletic. Like
he's just the most versatile scorer, I think. Like one of the most versatile scorers in the NBA.
Yeah, he's one of the best scorers ever. Like
definitely one of the best scorers ever. But just the number of ways that he can score. Yeah. Like there really isn't an area of his game. 3-point, off the dribble, catch and shoot, mid range, post.
He kind of got robbed.
Fouls. He scores everywhere.
He kind of got robbed on Rookie of the Year. They gave it to LeBron, and LeBron had a great rookie season, but Melo averaged 21-6, and they made the playoffs.
But I mean, that's kind of what LeBron averaged too. Right?
He averaged like 20 and some, but they didn't make the playoffs. Like that's pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Melo was hooping.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Dude, that 05 draft, man.
This is 03.
03?
Yeah. That's when Bron and Melo and them came in.
And D-Wade.
Dude, so that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up because LeBron went 1. Melo was considered the second best player in that draft. Mm-hmm. I think now that kind of their careers are shaped out, I think Dwayne Wade was probably the second best player in that draft. But at the time, think about it. Melo had won a championship in high school. His 1 year at Syracuse, he brings them and wins a championship. And so, like, they were like, dude,
who would have thought he would be the one that didn't win championships in the NBA?
So they drafted, Detroit had the second pick, and they drafted because they had Rip Hamilton, they had Chauncey Billups, and they had, like, Tayshaun Prince. So they were like, their thought pattern was, we're good on wings. We don't need another wing. Let's go with Darko, which is probably, by the way, at that time, the highest ever picked European player or foreign player. I don't know if exactly he was European, but foreign player, and probably the biggest bust. Yeah.
Bust. Yeah.
If the Detroit Pistons had picked Carmelo Anthony, they made the finals that year in 2004. They made the finals again in 2005.
Dude.
Dog, Melo would have had 3 or 4 rings. I honestly think that had 3 or 4 rings.
Whose minutes would he have been taking on the team?
Tayshaun Prince, bro. Move to the bench. We got Melo.
No, I'm with you.
He was playing pretty well around that time. I remember hearing his name a lot. But I don't.
The Pistons they could use a scorer too. They could. I mean, not that they didn't have scoring, but you know.
Or keep Tayshaun Prince in the starting lineup because you need defense. Move Ben Wallace ass off the court because he can't score anyway. Run Rasheed Wallace at the 5, and you got Melo at the 4.
Dude, you're gonna dominate. They would have dominated.
They would have dominated.
Melo was like pretty damn skinny though. I feel like he was pretty little coming out like 2000.
No, he was heavy.
Really?
He's always kind of been a little bit like, is this guy in shape or he's always kind of
like James Harden shaped?
Yeah, he is shaped like James
Certain
Harden.
Angles, James Harden looks fat, and other angles it's just like
what? Certain warm-up suits.
Dude, what do you think about the Ben Simmons situation? Because it's heating up.
No, it's honestly been like a soap opera, and I'm having so much fun. Just like
I've been watching the hell out of it.
No, it's great for the league. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, maybe I'm just like a girl, but like I think that shit is so funny because like the organization made their bed.
They did.
You can't treat somebody like that, and then when he says trade me, and now y'all can't trade him, and that you just want him to show up. Like, be a company guy all you want to. Like, cool, but like. I just don't. I don't agree with people saying like, "Oh, you should just be a company man and show up." Like,
no. Well, no, it's not that.
They told you that you were on the same page. I understand his. Yeah. You dropped his trade stock just as much as he did. Maybe not just as much, but like by completely shitting on him, Embiid not as much, but like the organization, the coach.
No, Doc Rivers fucked up big time. Like he shouldn't have said what he said.
No, I don't think so. Because Embiid didn't even really throw him under the bus.
Embiid was just kind of being honest.
Like, and that was directly after it happened too. Yeah. And he was being honest. The reporter asked him, "When do you think the game changed?"
He didn't come out and say Ben Simmons is the. He just said like, "I feel like this play."
Doc was asked a specific question about Ben Simmons,
which also though, hey reporter, could you not be an ass? Like, why would you ask that question? Like, you know what you're trying to get.
I don't know, man. He did his job pretty well.
He did do a good job. But honestly, I mean, Doc Rivers had been like, they asked him every single game, like in the Wizards series, when are you going to sit Ben Simmons? Like, when he was like, Ben Simmons should never sit. Then he just made the biggest mistake. It's like, you can't throw your star point guard under the bus like that. You just can't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, also, it's like, all right, well, if you're not going to show up, then they have every right to not pay you because you're not showing up. So
I agree with that. I'm not gonna say because I don't really know the 100% the rules on like.
It wouldn't be so bad if you didn't have 4 years on his contract. Like that's what makes it so bad.
When was the extension? When did he?
The extension kicks in this year, right? So he's got 4 years left, and that's where the issue comes in with me because it's like, okay, what's to say Giannis has a bad year and then he wants out after he just signed the Supermax? Now it's starting to get in the territory where
you don't want to set the precedent.
Yeah, if you sign these big time contracts, like kudos to you, you getting your money, right. But also, what are we just accepting that a superstar can have it like James Harden?
Yeah, what is a contract now?
I thought James Harden was ridiculous. I thought Houston tried to do everything they could. And it was because of James Harden flaming out in the playoffs where it was like, all right, dude, like you really want out now after, like you can't. I don't know. I felt
they were very accommodating for sure.
I felt
at the same time, I think he knew deep down
they can't win.
Right.
They honestly they never could. Like if we're being real, was any of those Houston teams really better than the Warriors teams?
No.
Maybe 2018, but Chris Paul got hurt. And,
I still don't think. I mean, maybe. I think that was obviously their best chance.
Yeah, that was their best chance.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so at all.
I don't. And then last year, I mean, they went up against not last year before last. They went up against the Lakers in the playoffs. And it's like, bro, y'all didn't have a center on your team. Of course you're not going to win against Anthony Davis. Like it's just,
and you knew who you were going to be playing. Like at least at some point, if you're going to be a playoff team, like you had all season to figure this out.
That's the problem I have with like sometimes the analytics stuff. Like because the whole thing was Clint Capella. There was like clogging up the lane. Like we need to get him out of there. But you need Clint Capella when you're going up against Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, and JaVale McGee on it.
Right.
You have to have size. Like, but
yeah. Well, I mean, you can decide you're going to play that rocket style of basketball, but like I said, you're going to run into that team that is fucking huge and is going to dominate you in the paint. So like, I don't know. I mean, I think James Harden's a difficult dude to get along with for sure.
He does seem like it.
He seems like he's a difficult teammate. And then like he goes to Brooklyn and like now this Kyrie situation. Like, I mean,
Kyrie
does
might
he do
be
it to
out
himself?
of a job. He might be like done.
He said if they try to trade him, he's gonna retire.
Andrew Wiggins cave.
Do it.
Right, but the problem with that is, and the reason that makes me mad is because he'll retire, and then he'll come out of retirement and play for whatever team he wants to.
Exactly.
Fuck you, sir. I mean that you're talking about like you can just do whatever you want to. Fuck's a contract.
I hope he starts his own league like you said he was going to do.
Fuck him.
A couple of years ago.
I honestly think with the Ben Simmons thing, like,
did he say he was really going to start his own league?
Yeah, it was like when all the protests were going on
immediately.
I'm sure
it will collapse within seconds
because he's not as smart as he thinks he is.
He's not. I don't think he's smart at all.
He thinks he's a fucking genius and like he's the voice of the generation. He thinks him and Kanye would either get along super well or like not at all.
Too competitive, I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I like Kyrie.
Yeah.
You know, he seems like
think Kyrie Irving would get the fish sticks joke?
What would his version of the fish sticks joke be? What we're gonna think about that.
I feel like that joke works equally well for anybody who doesn't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, man. I used to like Kyrie, and like he gives a lot of money to good causes, and he seems like, but like now it just seems performative. What was that about the Sioux Nation that he joined or whatever?
I don't even know.
It was Sioux, like Native American.
Yeah,
I lost respect after he left Braun.
Well, that was also a weird breakup.
That was a very weird breakup. And then he threatened to have knee surgery if they didn't trade him and stuff. And it's just like
he is just a very self-centered person, and so it just makes all these nice, kind gestures that he does seem very performative and very shallow.
It sucks because he's so skilled. Like I think he has a case for being the most skilled player.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, like I mean the guy is so talented. And in 2016, I mean he was giving Stephen Clay the business in the. I mean he was amazing.
He's an ice cold killer.
Yeah, and so like I was such a big fan of Kyrie. And I think LeBron was a big fan of Kyrie. Just from the interviews I listened to, he seemed to have been like Kyrie needs to be MVP in this league. He needs to,
He gave Kyrie a lot of respect.
Yeah,
a lot more than was just like expected as a leader to like like he really gave Kyrie his flowers. That's why it was so weird.
Yeah,
to me, I don't know.
I've always liked his game, but it's just I don't know, man. It's just hard to I don't even know. It's hard to be on his side a lot of time. Like it's like he's extra all the time. Like even that shit where he was like burning sage in the gym. It's like, dude, what? Like why? Why is your life so hard all the time? I feel like, and it's the same way with Kevin Durant. Like the way Kevin Durant's like, I hate the media, and it's like, why? The media loves you. They've been trying to get off LeBron for years, but you just haven't showed up to be that next guy. And it's like
he loves social media.
Like, bro,
like the media.
Everyone in the media wants Kevin Durant to be the best player in the league, and Kevin Durant's like, I hate the media, and it's like, but they love you. Like they love who you are. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
And the thing with Ben Simmons, what I would like to see him do is like, just so he doesn't lose, because right now he's not getting paid and he's getting fined. Show up to training camp.
He's getting fined?
Yeah, he's getting fined. Yeah, I think they're fining him every day he doesn't show up. He's under contract. So I would like to see him show up to training camp and make it clear, like, hey, I'm showing up. I don't want to get fined anymore. And get your money. And then basically force them to trade you because the media is going to be on their ass asking Ben Simmons, like, why aren't you playing? He's going to be like, my back hurts. Or you could do the other route, which is you go out there and you ball out and you show why or how good you really are. And then your stock, people are going to, mid-season, a lot of these teams, the Bulls got new pieces, the Brooklyn Nets and stuff.
Oh, there's teams that are interested. They just have to have the right deal, and I don't know what they've been offering.
I think Philly's idiots, though. They should take that CJ McCollum trade. CJ McCollum's a beast, and he's shooting. Like, why wouldn't you take that trade? Like, get Ben Simmons out of there. Get someone that you know is going to give you 20 points a night.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, they just came off of that, like Embiid was talking about recently the Jimmy Butler trade and like how he didn't want Jimmy Butler to leave, but it was because Ben Simmons needed the ball more, and it just wouldn't work. And like
I honestly liked Jimmy Butler.
I liked Jimmy Butler a lot, and Jimmy Butler with Embiid, they seemed really good.
They were good friends.
They seemed very compatible. I think they would have been a much more winning.
There's more to that story though than what Embiid said.
I'm sure
because I don't really they offered Jimmy a contract, but they said like in the meeting they were like, we need to make sure that we can handle like they basically made it sound like Jimmy was a loose cannon and they needed someone that could like handle him, and he was like, nah, I could handle him. Yeah. So he ended up going to Miami because Miami's more of like they do things differently in Miami. It's much more
straight. He seems happier. Yeah, for sure. He seems happier.
Honestly, though, I feel like he was better in Philly. Jimmy. I felt like he was just better in Philly.
I liked that a lot when he was going there because I was a pretty big fan.
Dude, he was so clutch. Oh, my God.
Because I didn't want to watch Bulls games. I didn't want to watch Timberwolves games. No. He hated his life at the Timberwolves in Minnesota. Like he didn't get along with Cat. And so, like, I don't know, man. It was cool to see him on Philadelphia. And, like, Ben Simmons kind of does seem like a locker room cancer.
He does.
He doesn't seem fun. He doesn't seem like he gets along well with people. He's always frowning. He looks like someone kicked his puppy every time you see him. And it's just like I don't know. I mean, it's hard to root for a lot of these guys, man.
It really is. Like, it is hard to root for someone.
And, like, I was on his side because, like, the team kind of threw him under the bus. But, like, how many years has he been in the league?
5. Yeah.
He's had 5 years to improve any of.
And honestly, it's kind of got worse. Yeah.
Right. So like,
and the defense is superior
defender. You're gonna be a fantastic defender. You're gonna give a lot of effort, but like, work on the free throws, work on the shooting. Just
if he just goes from 1 out of every 3 free throws to 2 out of every 3 free throws, this is done. Like, no one's even talking.
That's why I'm not saying anything about the Philly fans, who can be very toxic in any Philly sport. But like, I would be fucking pissed too. Like, I blame the organization for throwing him the bus, but the fans burning jerseys and like freaking out. Like, I he got his feelings hurt, and that's why he's not coming back. That's why he's not going to go out there and prove himself.
It's hard to go out in front of all those people after all that.
No, I'm sure, but like they would respect the hell out of you if you at least just came back and gave your best. You don't even have to like, you know, you don't have to like be nice about it. Just show up and like I don't know. I mean, the fault's definitely on both. Both people pretty equally.
I feel like with Philly was trying to trade him at the beginning of the season when James Harden became available. So, like, Ben Simmons was upset about that, and then, and then he didn't play good, and then his coach just completely threw him. Like, Doc, what are you thinking?
Dude, Doc's been like a traveling, he's been back and forth, like, between all these places. He hasn't had a championship since 2000.
Celtics.
2008. Yeah. And
honestly, anyone could have won that championship. Bro, you had the best team, like, by far.
I thought he was a very good coach back then.
Yeah.
And then I thought, like, who did he go to directly after that?
Clippers.
Oh, so then he was on the Clippers that whole time.
Yeah, he was on Orlando before the Celtics. And he blew a 3-1 lead there.
I thought that was going to work out. But then I was like, oh, it's just the Clippers.
Yeah.
But, like, the same thing keeps happening. Like, he doesn't seem like a guy that really gets the locker room.
Yeah, that's true.
Together and, like, all, I think he thought it was going to be easy because the way the locker room was in Boston, they were already, like, established, And now he's got this young Ben Simmons that, like, I don't know, man. I liked Ben Simmons when he first came out, but, like, I was like, he's going to get better.
I like to see him shoot. If he got, not even a 3, if he just got a 15, 20-footer.
Yeah, just show us that you're trying, dude.
Yeah. Just hit a jumper.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna happen at this point.
I don't think he wants. I think at this point he's dug in. Like I'm done expecting Ben Simmons to shoot the ball. But whatever. The free throws is bad. Like
that's learn to hit a free throw. God damn it! Like at least at a slightly better rate because it's not like he set the bar high.
It's up here, dude.
He just seems like once the off season hits, he's like, this is my time.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
And now he's mad at the team. The team wants to be like, we don't think we're gonna win with you. I mean, like, I don't think Doc should have said it.
No,
he said it right after that.
Yeah,
but like,
he should have been like, yes.
He is being kind of childish about it.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it is what it is. But hopefully something happens soon. Like someone makes a spicy. Dude, what about? Did y'all hear about Jon Jones?
No.
Oh yes, dude.
What?
Dude, he's a good guy.
Well, I already knew he was a piece of shit.
So he got inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame for one of his fights with Gustafsson.
Mm-hmm.
It got like one of like the best fights ever, and so they flew him out to Las Vegas to accept this award and everything, and it was a big deal. Jon Jones is 255 pounds right now. Which is the heaviest, and I mean it's jacked 250, like it's not fat, and so it looked good, like everything was positive. He was like, I'm ready to get back in there and all stuff. 12 hours later, his wife goes downstairs asking for a new room key. She's bleeding from the nose and the mouth. And so he was like, ma'am, are you okay? And she was like, I'm scared to go back to my room. His little daughter, who's like 3 or 4, was like, sir, can you call the police?
Oh, his daughter was there?
Yeah.
Wow.
They call the cops. Jon Jones is drunk. And he starts trying to fight the police. And he says, I wonder how all y'all would do against me. And I'm here to tell you, it'd have been a long night for those police officers. But Jon Jones, assuming no tasers and stuff, but so
they're just gonna be like, all right, mano.
Yeah, mano. No, they're gonna shoot him. They're gonna shoot him and not think twice about it if he comes out.
Man, I had no idea that.
Yeah,
so they put him in cuffs. They put him in cuffs and they take him out, and he bangs his head up against the police car so hard that it dents it and chips the paint, and that's a felony to do that to a police car. So
that seems like cocaine. It seems like he's back on
I don't think he ever got off of it.
No, you're right.
But I think I've always been a Jon Jones fan, but when I heard this story, I'm out. Yeah, I hope the UFC cuts him.
No, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
They won't. They won't, but I hope they do.
Oh, Dana White's not an upstanding guy?
No, Dana White. I like Dana White, but like he did how?
Dude, I just don't like him.
Oh,
I don't think he's a bad dude. But
I mean, he just puts he's UFC first for everything. It's not like he personally does bad things. It's just that he allows it to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
at least the NFL and like the rest of them, like they pretend to give a shit. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
But Jon Jones is the worst. Like
Jon Jones is a bad guy.
Like McGregor, I don't think is a super solid guy.
No.
But he would never. He would never.
He did punch an old guy at the bar.
I don't know, man. Conor McGregor might.
I mean, you can't say never, but like Jon Jones is like I thought like all his trouble with the DUI, the cocaine, like there's stuff going on. You're just a bad dude.
I think so. I think he's a bad guy.
That big and strong, and then just beat the shit out of your wife with a 3-year-old
in front of
in the room at a hotel, like that. That shows me he is way worse when
his wife is a real one too, because she was like, "No, I'm fine. He just pulled my hair." That was her thing, is he just pulled my hair.
Well, that's like victim, like that's like 101, like she's gonna try to rationalize it, like, oh no, like that happens a lot too.
I would wager to think that is definitely not the first time it's happened.
If he's doing it in a hotel room, yeah.
Well, it's like the comfort of your own home.
The next day he posted up an Instagram story of him like working out, and he was just like, "My brain can't handle alcohol anymore." I understand that he does. He, like CTE is real and stuff, but I think that's a cop out in this situation.
No,
I think
100%
Jon
cop
Jones
out.
has always been.
How do you think Rashad Evans is feeling right now? Because he
know.
called this.
Yeah, he did.
He straight up was just like called it. He's like, "You're a piece of shit. You will have your downfall, and it's gonna be all your fault." Like, and he said this the first time they fought, like before the first time they fought.
It sucks, man. Because I was such a big fan of his, and then I just hate seeing someone like self-destruct the way he has.
Yeah, well, he's self-destructed before. Now he's just like all that stuff just wasn't a mistake. That's just him,
Yeah,
that's just him. That sucks. Crazy. I had no idea because I knew it was nasty. I didn't hear about all the details.
Yeah, no, you should hear that. I listened to the audio of the hotel person on the phone with the cops, and it was pretty rough. It's just like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, why are you doing this?
You were being honored. Like, you were here because you were being honored at a Hall of Fame event.
I think he's going to get cut.
To support you.
I think the UFC is going to cut him.
You can't not cut him.
It's hard not. I don't know, dude. Like, they got, what's the football player's name?
Greg Hardy?
Yeah, Greg Hardy. Now, I heard Greg Hardy's side of the story, and something like, I would say I think that story is not 100% true. That's against him, because I don't think that he's as bad as people make him out to be. But
I think he's as bad of a guy.
Maybe not quite as bad as people make him out to be, but come on,
because he won in court. Like in court, like he filed something and he won. And
he gave that woman. He no doubt gave that woman money to.
You think so?
There's no way, because like the way. I don't know the way it shook down. I don't remember exactly because it's been a while.
Yeah, I don't know the whole story.
That because I was a pretty big Greg Hardy fan, being a Panthers fan.
Yeah,
and like,
dude, he is so thick right now. Holy smokes, dude!
Watching him get knocked out by that big Hawaiian guy.
Wow,
that was pretty cool. And then he chugged his boot.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of that guy.
That dude has like back fat. And
he just, I know you're talking about.
He just went in there and just.
He's the dude who has ass cheeks on his stomach.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like, it just. I do think though this is it. Like, I don't think they're going to. I don't think there's.
No, they tolerate a lot, but like, that's trash.
It's kind of crazy that. Now, here's the thing though. His bail was only $1,000. And I think that's just because his wife wouldn't admit, So it's going to be tough because I don't think he's going to do any jail time or anything.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not. Were you familiar with the Marcelo Zuna thing that happened earlier in the year with baseball?
No.
The police got there and he was.
That the one where he choked a girl to death having sex with her?
No, that's Trevor Bauer. Okay. And he is a worse person, yes. Yeah, that shit was true. Like, I guarantee you that. I just watched the whole thing on him. Turns out he's been an absolute piece of shit his entire life. And I'm not even going to get into it because this is not a baseball podcast, whatever. But, like, he's a real piece of trash. But, like, Marcelo Ozuna, he played for the Braves. And the police got there. and he had a cast on his hand because he had broke something out of it. He was injured and was just hanging out the house. So I guess him and his wife got into it, and he was like choking her and like hitting her with the cast. When the police got there, the police talked to the wife. They were gonna press charges. Next month was like Father's Day. She's posting pictures of him. They're acting like nothing happened. The Braves can't even get out of the contract now because they got demoted from a felony. Like they need to take that out of the hands of the victim. I hate to say it like that, but like you can't just be like, oh well, everything's cool now because like he's gonna he's taking care of me, all this, the money and all that. Like the Jon Jones situation, that should be a fucking felony every time you look at it, but it's not because they have money and they convince person they have power over to just come on, and like that's why sports suck with that shit, because like the football, all of it's the same shit. Ray Rice, his shit, like they downplay it to where it's just like not even a big deal, and then what happens? Like most of the time, not with the Ray Rice situation, they come back and then they get to choose what team they want to go to. Antonio Brown wasn't nearly that shitty, but like he fucks up a lot, gets to come back, go to the Patriots, then go to the Bucks. Like it just makes me mad. And then Kyrie's gonna do the same thing.
The Raiders too.
Right. Well, but then he fucked the Raiders.
Yeah, he did.
Like, you can be as unhinged as you want to as a celebrity, and it just makes me mad.
Yeah.
Fuck Jon Jones. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, man.
I'm done now.
Yeah, it's pretty. Like once I heard that story, I was like, all right, well.
Yeah, I wanted to cheer for him. I really did.
I've always been a fan, and it's crazy, dude. If you only know it if you were around when he was fucking laying out legends left and right. Nobody could even come close to him, and it's just like it just sucks to see like someone that literally that's the guy. Like that's the greatest guy there's ever been, and it's just on the shelf, just wasted. And not only that, like those poor kids and stuff, like having to deal with that, and it's just a mess. So it sucks. But anyways, dude, back to Melo. So,
dude, that was like a 30-minute detour.
Yeah, that was a 30-minute detour. But
we're passionate guys,
dude.
Yeah, no.
Melo spent
except not about Melo.
Yeah, not about Melo. Melo spent 8 years. I believe it was 8 years with the Nuggets, and they made the playoffs every single year. And but they kept like getting bounced in like the first round. Meanwhile, Melo had some pretty good teammates. Like, I mean, he had Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson's pretty good, and he still put up 30 with Allen Iverson as a teammate. That's how you know you can get buckets.
Yeah, well, that's probably how it doomed the rest of the team. As far as playoff.
Because they had J.R. Smith back when J.R. Smith was like an all-star.
Wow.
Yeah. Marcus Camby was on that team.
I remember the name. I don't know shit about him, to be honest with you.
In 2009, they went up against the, I believe it was in the Western Conference Finals. They went up against the Lakers. And that was like a very competitive series. And whoever won that was going to win the championship because the Orlando Magic just weren't ready. And unfortunately, Melo kind of lost. And it did not go his way. But that was like his first time, I think, getting out of the first round of the playoffs. So it's like a big deal. Made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. But, so he kind of fucked himself. And the Knicks kind of messed themselves up as well. Because Melo, everyone knew Melo wanted to be in New York. Because that's where he's from. He wanted to be there. The Denver Nuggets knew he wanted to be there as well. They knew he wasn't.
Lalo wanted to be there too.
Lala wanted to be there as well. And Kevin Garnett's a big fan of hers. So he goes, instead of waiting for the off season when he becomes a free agent, he could have just signed with the New York Knicks. Instead of doing that, he forces a trade to the New York Knicks. They have to give up like Danilo Gallinari. There was like a couple more pieces that were pretty good pieces that could have, and they had to give all that up to take Melo instead of him just waiting a couple months and then signing with them, and they could have kept all that talent.
That's a dick move.
So it was like it was just kind of stupid, like the way they did it. Like I don't know why he did it like that.
He wanted to bring as many assets over to the Knicks as he could, I guess.
Maybe it just didn't make
Well, they were giving up.
Yeah, they were giving.
The Knicks had to like trade and give up pieces.
To
Denver.
Yeah, he could have just waited.
You couldn't wait half the season.
Yeah, it was just.
I don't know why they would agree to that trade.
I think Denver,
knowing full well that he wants to be gone.
Yeah, everyone knew. And see, that's the thing. Like, I didn't understand it. Like, why? Because I believe he had a trade clause in his contract where if he didn't want to be traded, they couldn't trade him. And so I don't understand why he didn't just wait. That was weird. Anyways, that ended up fucking the Knicks. Like, they did have 1 year. I think he spent like 7 years with the Knicks. And I mean, he had some really good seasons. And they had Amari Stoudemire on that team. He was really good. Like, and that was not necessarily prime Amari Stoudemire, because prime Amari Stoudemire was probably 2009.
When he was dropping 35 every game.
Yeah, dude, he was so good. I miss Amari Stoudemire, dude.
It was like a 20-game stretch.
I think he was better than Chris Webber.
I don't know much about Chris Webber, so you might.
Chris Webber had a very interesting career that was plagued by the timeout that he didn't have, and then also lying to a grand jury about not receiving money in college. It fucked up his whole NBA career. But yeah, so Melo, I mean, he had Amari Stoudemire. I get that Amari Stoudemire at that point was maybe not the same that he was in Phoenix. But they also had they got J.R. Smith. Who was their point guard though? Didn't they have Jason Kidd or something like that back in the day?
Well, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I'm not too sure.
But I'm forgetting, they had someone else on the team that was, I think David Lee was there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Lefty.
Yeah, David Lee was averaging like 20.
Dude, he was on the Warriors too.
Yeah, he was. He won championship.
He was with Monte and Steph.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. David Lee had a good career.
He did.
Yeah, he was a 20-10 guy there for
a
little bit. Yeah. But Melo also messed up again because he signed, like, the Knicks were terrible. I think the highest they ever went was like a second round against, like, in 2012 against the Indiana. No. I don't think he was on the team yet.
Because like Linsanity happened when Carmelo was hurt too. So like for the most part, when that
it might have been 2013 or 2014 because it was Indiana. They went up against Indiana, and Melo had a chance to win the game. He went to dunk it, and Roy Hibbert blocked it, and that was like the big thing that happened.
Roy Hibbert was trash.
Yeah, that was back. That was like the one good year Roy Hibbert had, where he learned how to go straight up. Oh, I hate Roy. Roy Hibbert was terrible.
He just seems stupid to me. He's like a very uncoachable dude.
Yeah.
He's so big. There's so much potential because he is so big, but he's just dumb.
So slow.
So slow. Work was terrible.
Not athletic at all.
Yeah.
But he was big. And against Miami, it really worked. So, because Miami didn't have a center. He never was the same after LeBron hit him in the head. He never recovered from that. I don't understand why. I mean, maybe it knocked something loose or something, because he got hit pretty hard in the face. It was an accident, but it did happen. I don't know. But yeah, Melo signed like a 5-year deal with the Knicks for like a crazy amount of money. He should have never done that, because he should have left and went somewhere else. But I think he was gonna lose like $30 million. He was like, I'm not doing that. I was like, all right, I can understand it. But Phil Jackson came back to the Knicks. And so that was the reason for him. Phil Jackson convinced him that, hey, we're going to get this thing together. And then they went and had a 17-win season.
Yeah, I mean, when you make
Tyson Chandler was on those Knicks team.
Tyson Chandler. Oh shit, I completely forgot about Tyson Chandler. And yeah, he was younger then too. Like, I remember him being pretty damn good. Like
Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler, defensive player of the year.
Didn't he end with the Mavs?
He won a championship with the Mavs. He ended with
the Bobcats for a little bit.
Hornets.
Like 1 year.
Yeah, he was. He bounced around a lot.
He sucked for the Bobcats.
No, well that's always.
They didn't have they probably didn't have a playmaker for him like Chris Paul. Tyson Chandler needs a.
We had like
Chris
Paul.
DJ. He was on the Hornets with Chris Paul. Not the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, that's wild.
And
he really was a journeyman.
Yeah, dude. He played everywhere.
I thought he was with the Knicks for a minute.
He was with the Knicks for a while. Marcus Camby was with the Knicks too. Rasheed Wallace played a little bit on the Knicks. That was when it was over. That was when it was like hanging on.
Yeah, I mean, the Knicks were like, I don't want to say retirement home, but like people just wanted to play there, but like knowing that you're not going to be competitive.
It was fun though when Melo was there, you know.
Right. Well, I mean, he's a fun guy to watch.
Yeah.
You're not going to watch Melo drop 30 in like the spectacular ways that he would. Like they were in games. I feel like a lot of the times they weren't just getting shit on. But like
I never got to watch Melo in person, man.
I didn't either.
It's kind of a regret of mine.
Well, we can go this year and see.
Nah, it's not the same. Yeah, I mean like prime Melo.
It sucks that.
Also, I don't want to go. No, I'm just kidding.
Even if he doesn't win it, like even if he does win a championship this year, which I'm calling it now, Lakers are in 5. They're gonna win a championship this year. But even if he does win it, it's still like it's like when Clyde Drexler won a ring. It's like, all right, you probably should have done it a couple years ago. You know, it's just not. You're no longer the best guy on the team.
Yeah, it doesn't. You know? It's like Peyton on his last ring.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not. Unfortunately, that's like I think Melo's biggest downfall is he didn't win enough. But honestly, those Denver teams, they got good in like the late 2000s, but in the early 2000s, they were not good teams. So the fact that he was bringing them to the playoffs, I think that's a win in itself. But he didn't have enough playoff success, in my opinion. He should have won more.
What were his playoff stats like compared to regular season? Like, did he get worse or?
I can pull it up right here. So in the regular season, career numbers, he averaged 35 minutes a game, and he averaged 23 points, actually 23.0 points. So 23 points and 2.8 assists for his career. Melo was not passing.
Dude, no, fuck that.
Not passing, not playing defense. I'm out here to get buckets. He had 6 rebounds a game. All right, so, and then for the Denver Nuggets, he averaged 24.8, and for the New York Knicks, he averaged 24.7. So he's basically the same player with the Knicks as he was. He had a season in OKC and a season in Houston, but he really only played 10 games in Houston. Now, what were the playoff numbers? Looks like for his playoffs, 23.1 points a game.
About the same.
Yeah,
but the thing about that though is most of those playoff appearances are probably in his prime, which means they should be higher than his career averages. Right?
Yeah, he should. That's actually a little bit disappointing, those numbers.
Yeah.
Now, I would say when he was with the Knicks, which I think we can all agree is probably the best Melo.
Yeah.
Early Knicks. 28 and 7.
That's pretty solid.
Those are pretty solid playoff numbers. So it weren't like Melo didn't show up in the playoffs because he definitely
didn't kick it into a new gear, but he.
Yeah, I thought his career was over, if I'm being honest. Because if you think about like Dwayne Wade, we saw Dwayne Wade start to kind of break down, and I was like, yeah, it sucks because I still feel like there's 400 jobs in the NBA. I still feel like Melo deserves to be one of the 400 people, but at the same time, he's unwilling to accept the smaller role. He still wants to be paid like a max player, and it's like...
Yeah, I mean, the only way for him to last was to accept
that
he was no longer the old Melo.
So, after the New York Knicks, when that failed completely, he ended up getting a trade to OKC with Paul George and Russell Westbrook, and they formed probably the worst super team ever. And in that, if you go back when they did like their press conference or whatever, at that point it was clear that Melo was no longer a superstar. Like he was not even really a star. He was just a good player at that point. And they asked him like, "Would you consider coming off the bench?" Which honestly is borderline disrespectful if we're being real. Like, bro, I'm Melo. Don't ask me. But he goes like the way he reacted to it just showed like, oh, he in his mind he is still a superstar, and he just wasn't, and so it never worked. Also, Melo's not really a stand in the corner, get the ball, shoot. Like he shoots like 35% from three per his career, and Melo's not really just a spot up shoot. That's not his game. Like Melo needs the ball, needs to be able to operate. And this was really his first time where he was no longer the focus point. Russell Westbrook and Paul George were, and it just didn't fit. Like it was just not a good. He never really got a shot the whole year. He ends up going to Houston, and honestly, I thought he was going to be pretty good in Houston. They needed him. You didn't think so?
No, because it was the same kind of dynamic. Like he has to accept that he's not going to be the focal point, and he's not going to.
Yeah, well, he only lasted there 10 games.
Right. They guarantee their personalities. It was like the coach. It just like there. I remember hearing something one time about Chauncey Billups had talked to him when he was young.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And like he was like getting pissed at him because like he's like, dude, like you're mad that we won the game but you didn't drop 30. He'll drop 30 and then they lose and he's in a good mood and he'd be like, dude, like. It's not all about getting buckets, and that's what Melo's been about. So I mean, like that's why he's not a winner. That's why he doesn't have the rings. Like if he would have accepted that life is more than getting buckets.
Also, but is it though? Yeah. Is it more than getting buckets?
Yes, it is.
Dude, I bet Melo like I bet like in an NBA game, you know, like it was probably people were probably still scared to play against him, but I bet on the street. I bet Melo gave everybody buckets.
Honestly, one-on-one,
he's a tough out.
One-on-one, Melo versus LeBron. How close is it in their primes?
In their primes, I don't know, man. Bron in his prime,
he's gonna bully him.
Melo's gonna bully him too.
I mean, Melo, it depends on who gets ball first. But like. Right, but I don't know.
Because man, with those
scorer, obviously,
with those NBA players, man, whoever gets ball first, you know, like, because you can get hot, and then it's next thing you know, it's 8-0, and you're like, all right.
Well, yeah, if they're playing make it take it, yeah. I think those guys could.
You could rattle.
They could score. Either one could beat either the other one.
Yeah, Melo reached out to Jordan, and you know, Jordan's competitive, very competitive. Some would say too competitive. Melo's competitive, and you know Jordan. Every argument would be like, "How many rings you got?" And Melo, he said, I would always tell him like, "Jordan, you too light in the ass." It's like if I was to get you in the post, it'd be over. He would tell him that all the time. And I just think it's so funny where, like, you're talking shit to Michael Jordan, and you're right as well. Like,
I mean, he probably would do work on MJ in the post.
MJ was 200 pounds and 6'6". Melo was like 6'8". 250, 260.
I think like MJ would have given him the business elsewhere on the court, but Melo would have done work on him.
Yeah, I think so, dude. And especially those you like. It's crazy how quick we forget how athletic he really was. Like, dude, those early days in Denver, he was dunking on people. He was a beast. God, it does suck though that like after Houston, I was like, it's over for him. Like it's just, you know, it kind of sucks that he like bounced around. I'm actually glad because when he came back to Portland, I didn't know because it was like a 10-day contract, and I was like, is this gonna work out? Like, I hate to see him get another chance and then blow it, you know.
Right.
But he turned out to be really good with Portland. You know, it did work, and now he's gonna be on the Lakers. Him, Russell Westbrook, gonna win a ring. Gonna be nice.
I'm happy for him, man.
I'm very
if he
happy
wins a ring, I'll be happy for him.
Yeah, LeBron saved Melo's life.
What do you mean?
Melo was like drowning, and LeBron got him out of the water or something like that when they went on vacation.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's good.
Also, Melo in 2011 or 2010-2011 was supposed to be the guy that teamed up with Dwayne Wade and LeBron, but Melo was like, I want to do my own thing. And turns out that was a mistake, biggest mistake. And LeBron tried to get him on his team another time, and Melo was just like, no. But then he said, well, they were like, well, what made you change your mind this time? And he was like, LeBron called me, and I could just tell in his voice like it was time, and this was going to be my chance to get the championship. So it's cool that they're friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, him.
Maybe. Do you think it was still a competitive thing? Like he still wanted to be better than LeBron.
You know what's crazy? I didn't until Melo gave his top 5 and left Bron out.
Seriously,
dude, his own teammate left him out of the top 5.
That's just silly.
That's so disrespectful.
Maybe he's not including players who haven't retired yet. No, you're right. You're right.
I just think he honestly believes. And
who do you put ahead of him?
Who do you put ahead of him? Oh God, I know Jordan was in there. Well, actually, no, he missed Jordan. He put Kobe in.
What? And then he missed. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he named the top 5 without naming LeBron and Jordan.
But then he goes. Saying. He said, Jordan's in a class to himself. He did like that thing. So
that means he's number 1.
Yeah,
Carmelo.
I didn't understand it.
Carmelo top 5 smart to me.
No,
seems like a pretty dumb guy. Yeah. How many times did he get caught cheating on Lala?
I have no idea.
Like several.
I know Kevin Garnett said that Lala tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios.
That's hilarious, and I bet she does.
I mean, I can't imagine she tastes bad.
Not me.
All right, that took a turn.
It was always going to go.
Yeah, it was going to go.
He has no rings. She's hot. End of podcast.
He's got a lot of money though.
So does she.
She does. Do you think, because technically it is, now Melo's a first ballot Hall of Famer, right? Like he's going to go first ballot.
Dude, he's in a class of his own.
I don't know about that, but he is really good. Do you think, because it's not the NBA Hall of Fame, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. How much credit do you give him for that? Like him winning a ring in college, but you just said no rings, so you don't really. I don't count.
I give him a lot of credit for that as far as basketball, but like in the NBA, when I say rings, like NBA, like I mean, how many other players would fit in that category? One in college but had no success in the NBA. I don't know who was on that Syracuse team, so maybe he did carry them all by himself. But like,
well, I mean, he must have, because otherwise we'd know.
That's true.
Yeah.
But like, Boeheim, Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah.
I don't know how the program was when he got there so long ago. But what's crazy is there was a video I saw when what's the Boeheim's son that was playing for the team recently? He might still be.
I don't know.
Buddy Boeheim or something. It was something stupid.
Buddy Boeheim.
I don't know. It was something like that. But like he was balling out in the tournament, and they showed a video of Carmelo playing with Boeheim's son, who was this little like 2-year-old back when Melo was at Syracuse, and like that shit was fucking crazy to me. Like I mean I know Melo's kind of old, but like that was like the kid's probably only 20, 21, I guess now. But like he was like a baby. And Melo was just like giving an interview, talking to somebody, and the kid's like yanking on his hand. And he's just like messing around with him. And I'm like, damn, that guy's out here dropping buckets now. And Melo still don't got a ring.
Dude, when Melo, his last year in, actually, that doesn't make much sense. Was his last year with New York? Was it 2012, 2013?
Yeah, I think.
No, that's the playoffs. Sorry. No, his last year with New York was 2016, 2017.
Oh.
He averaged 22 and 22.4 and just basically 22.4 and 6 rebounds a game. The next year after that, he goes to OKC. He had dropped down to 16. And then he goes to Houston, drops down to 13. And then with Portland, picked it back up in 15 and then 13. So he's still a pretty good NBA player, even at this stage.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, when you're an elite scorer like that, you're his size. That's not going to go away completely. But, I mean, if he just would have accepted, that's what annoys me about that. Because, like, I've wanted him to get rings for a long time.
Yeah.
You could have. You very, very, very well could have.
I don't know if Melo by himself, like in his prime, Melo by himself, I don't know if he could have like done it. You know what I'm saying? Just because like he literally, so like Michael Jordan was a good scorer, but Michael Jordan also locked you up on the defensive end. Right. I don't know, like Melo was never a good defender.
No, and like he played with Allen Iverson, what, 1 or 2 years, like. Can you imagine how bad, how atrocious?
Oh my god,
that defense was,
dude. That defense had to be horrendous.
So you gotta put people around him that play spectacular defense, and you gotta put people around him that can feed him the ball and like get him in good spots, let him do his thing. But at the same time, like, I mean, you need a spot. Like, you just need too much other stuff going on.
Do you give him any credit for his Olympic career?
Oh, I mean,
he's got like 3 gold medals.
Team full of killers,
and he was
there.
He was the alpha dog shining. Yeah.
I mean, but that also goes to the style of play.
Damn.
Olympic
it's the same thing with Charles Barkley.
Oh, dude, easily. Like that shit was like
Charles Barkley was the leading scorer on the '92 Dream team.
Yeah, so it's like it makes sense. It's a different game, and he was well equipped for that game.
Damn.
And it was fucking fun to watch.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man. I have a hard time putting him in my top. You know.
Oh no,
I don't know where he. I don't know where he would fit.
He's top 50.
Maybe. I don't.
I think he's top. He's probably top.
I think when you have possibly. Let me emphasize possibly top 5 scorer of all time. You can't not put him in the top 50. He's not a top 5 scorer. He's a top 10 scorer of all time.
Yeah, top 10. He's top 10.
I can't say he's a top 5 scorer.
Oh, he's ranked 15th all time scoring list. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see where he is. Top 10 all time in scoring. Is Melo top 50? It says but he no doubt is a top 50 NBA player of all time. If his stats don't, this sounds too much like an opinion piece.
Looking at forums and stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at the problem is though is like these lists are always BS because they'll have Bill Russell in like 2.
Yeah, dude,
it's
stupid shit like that. I mean, I don't know. Those lists are so biased towards guys that got a bunch of championships, even if it was,
Bro, the disrespect on John Stockton stops now. They got him as number 50, and they got Steve Nash as number 49. Wow.
Where's Melo?
I'm trying to find out right now.
Dude, watch him be like 5.
Yeah. He's got it. Like
he's top 10 most likable players. Everybody loves Melo.
He was very likable. Dude, the love for Melo in North Carolina is crazy. Like,
why North Carolina?
I don't know, but like I remember in high school because that was when Melo was on the Knicks when I was in high school, and I remember so many people during the playoffs because Miami would play against the Knicks, and so many people would be like, "Dude, Melo's gonna get it this year." And I'd have
everybody just collectively we all wanted him to win, but like I mean, respect to him for turning down those super teams and wanting to join, but like.
Okay,
man. His mentality.
I think I really started loving Melo when I watched the Olympics in 08, though. Like that's what made me a huge fan of Melo.
Yeah, when you can stand out amongst LeBron, Kobe's, and like I mean, just put on a show like he did. That's for sure. Like huge.
If you had to guess, he's in the top 50. Where would you say he was ranked?
What is this list, by the way? What's the source?
Top 50. The source is medium.com.
Top50.com.
Nah, it's like medium. It's called medium.com. I don't know. I just looked it up. And honestly, I think this is probably pretty accurate.
37.
What you got, Sam?
40.
Dude, 39.
39. Dude,
yeah.
I win.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, or unless you would do Price is Right rules, in which case he won because you went over.
Dude. I don't like it.
All right. But anyways, they got him at 39, and honestly, I think that's...
Who's like right around him?
At 40, they got Chris Paul. I don't know, man.
I would say Chris Paul definitely impacts the game like more positively.
I don't know if
38, they got Tracy McGrady.
What? McGrady? I mean, his career wasn't as long as it should have been, so I guess maybe
19.6 points per game for his career.
Yeah, like how can you put him in the same category as Melo?
I feel like Melo's better than him.
Yeah, I think so.
He had a better career anyway.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's close.
This list is
Let's see who.
T-Mac's
let me
best
see
years. I can understand why you bump him up a little bit for his best years, but
number 1, they got Jordan. Typical.
Chris Paul's just been.
Oh my God!
One of the best. his consistency for as long as he's done it.
Well, yeah, he elevates.
There are not many guys who
are
as consistent.
Fuck this list. Never mind.
Yeah, it gets no more airtime.
Dude,
bro, number one, they got Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. All right, whatever. Number 2, they got Kobe. It's like,
what?
Guys, never mind.
This was made by a 13-year-old.
Yeah, I can't have it. I just can't.
I wonder if it was put out after his death. Because I feel like, I don't know. I bet there's a lot of stuff like that. It's like wanting to honor Kobe, but that's not the right way to do it.
That's not the right. Even Kobe wouldn't. Even Kobe admitted in the documentary, he was like, when people do the one-on-one, he was like, everything you learn from me, I learned from him. And it was like, oh, well, then Kobe just admitted that Jordan is better.
Well, that doesn't mean that. I mean, Kobe could have done it better. Not that he did. He definitely didn't. But just because he learned. I mean, every generation. That's basically like saying the greatest of all time always has to be in the past. Like, no. Just because somebody learns from the old players doesn't mean they can't do it better.
He didn't do it better.
No, he didn't. Rest in peace.
Yeah, he's a good guy. But, well, I don't know if he was the best guy or not. I don't know where we are on the Kobe thing.
Yeah, I feel like give it 5 years. We can.
Bro, people on TikTok, man, it's crazy. Dude, I gotta get off of basketball TikTok, man. It'd drive you insane. These people, like, you can always say, I never thought I would be the guy who's like, man, these young kids, they don't even understand basketball. You know, like,
they grew up in the Steph Curry era. I mean, like, everybody hooking up, like, ginormous threes, like.
Oh, my God, dude, you're right. They love Steph Curry on that app. And it's like, I get it, but, like, at the same time, it's like, all right, let's manage expectations a little bit of where we're like I don't know. 2016 Steph Curry was really good. 2015 Steph Curry was really good too. But like last year they didn't make the playoffs.
He didn't lead that team to almost the playoffs though by his damn self.
I mean, I guess, but you got Andrew Wiggins there and stuff. I just feel like, I agree. I don't like Andrew Wiggins, but...
Fuck Andrew Wiggins. Did you see what he was doing with that COVID shit? And then just, as soon as he took out the calculator and saw how much money he was going to lose, he was all loud, like, I'm not vaccinated. Right?
I thought it was because he tried to get a religious exemption.
And he was pulling out anything out of his ass. Just
that's true.
Like, cool, whatever. But, like, they say no. And
his religious beliefs won't allow him to get vaccinated.
There's some religion that won't let you have Western medicine. I forget which one it is.
And he would have used whatever religion that is to further his...
Well, first of all, whatever religion it was, I bet it existed before Western medicine existed. So I doubt that there's much written in the Holy Book.
I don't know. That's just
Andrew, is this your handwriting right there? Did you write that?
No aspirin. No.
I couldn't stand that. And then when he came out and was like, they got him vaccinated and he's going to be able to play the games and stuff, like, don't come out here and say it was because you saw the light or like whatever. Like, you did it because you realized you were going to lose a fuck ton of money. And you made this whole song and dance about not wanting to get vaccinated, and it's annoying. It's annoying. Fuck Andrew Wiggins for life. And he's not even that nice. Wiseman he's gonna be pretty good, but that team was not good. Steph weren't. Was dragging.
They weren't good.
Oubre, I like Oubre a lot.
Oubre didn't play good either.
But like
Draymond Green was a disappointment last year too.
Right. I mean, and like the whole thing with Clay, like that's crazy. And he still was out there serving. He was an MVP candidate there for a while.
Yeah, he was, but they just didn't win enough games.
I agree. I don't think he should have won it.
No.
But like he drugged that team by their neck, and like
that's the thing though. Like
he's nice.
It's hard for me to say that. Like there's so many people on TikTok like Steph Curry's the best player in the league. It's
that's stupid.
Well, I don't know if we can go that far because like I feel like if you're gonna be in the conversation best player in the league, I gotta see you in the postseason. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard for me to.
And it's hard to feel bad for him for having that broken team and everything because of like how easy he's had it.
Oh, he's had it pretty easy.
But like. I don't know, man. It's just hard to be like, they're not in the playoffs. He sucks.
That's what makes LeBron's 8 straight finals so much more impressive. Well, because you see the 5 years that the Warriors did and how they just fell apart, and Bron did 8 straight. God, It's crazy.
No, because I thought the Warriors were on that kind of run. Like even when KD left, I was like, they'll still be around.
They might go on a run this year if Klay comes back at Christmas time.
Wait,
he's supposed to be coming back January, I think, or something like that.
Oh, I was hoping it'd be back like earlier.
No.
Oh, that's so. Dude's been out for like 30 years.
Yeah, but I mean, you tear your ACL and then your Achilles. It takes a little while. I mean, Kevin Durant was out like 2 years.
Yeah, damn, man. Oh, dude, that sucks for Klay. I like Klay a lot.
He seems to be in good spirits.
Yeah, dude, he's probably fucking living his best life.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't have to work. Like he of course he misses playing, but like he's just out here being a rich guy. Oh, what do you do, Mr. Rich Guy? Like he's just out there. He had posted like TikToks and shit of like him and his dog just driving around LA. Fucking just he looks like he's had shit.
He's had that dog since he's been in the league.
Yeah, Clay's just like
owns a Prius.
Yeah.
Hero. I guess. But yeah, so he should be coming back. I think they're gonna have a pretty good team. Wiseman looks good. I don't think he's gonna be a bust. He's clearly no Anthony Edwards though. Anthony Edwards is gonna be a beast.
Nasty. Yeah, no. Edwards.
He grew 2 inches too. He's 6'6" now.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
He said, don't let me get to 6'6". I'll go Jordan on him or something.
He's a funny ass.
Yeah,
dude,
he is
He's
funny.
a really funny dude. I mean, honestly, he could have possibly won Rookie of the Year. And no argument would have been.
Yeah, I mean, he had a pretty good rookie year. But the problem is, though, man, Minnesota, they're so bad. They
kind of just suck the lifeblood out of any talent that comes through there.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan. I was never really a big fan of Karl Anthony Towns, but like, it sucks for him because he's dedicated to that. Like, he wants to sign an extension there, and it's like, why?
Yeah, loyalty is great, but
some players go too far with the loyalty, and then they don't realize the error in their ways.
Right. Well, when they realize it, like 5 and the contracts, like I mean, how many coaches does he have? Like, Kimba really did like that man loyal to a fault. Like he really sat here through.
He did spend his best years.
And it took him a lot, even when the writing was on the wall. It was like, Kimba, please go while you still have time. And it still took him so much to leave.
Yeah, I mean, we had to pretty much walk him out the door. Like we weren't gonna give him.
Yeah, well, we said we weren't gonna give him the max. We were like, look, man, it's best for you.
Worked out well. For us. Yeah, it's worked out well for us. Yeah. But like his knees are bad now. Yeah. His best years are behind him.
He waited too long.
And I just wanted to see him win so much.
I think he's gonna be pretty good with
his prime window was only like 5 years or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. He gave us everything he had every single night because he had to. He fucking had to.
Yeah, it's unfortunate how small, like, because he's just not that big, and I think it's just like really hard when you lose.
Those step backs got to be hard on the goddamn knees.
Dude, when you lose
watch how he
half a step. You lose half a step and you're 6 foot. Like, it's tough.
Especially when so much of his game is those mid-range setbacks. Like, he barely gets those shots off.
Mm-hmm. It's tough. And then he's never been a great defender. And then it's like, it just sucks.
He tries, though.
Yeah, he does try. Cardio Kimba is what they call
it. Cardio Kimba,
yeah. The Celtics really messed up getting rid of Terry Rozier. I felt like they should have kept him.
I like Terry a lot. He's a killer.
Yeah,
I didn't like him a year. I was like, why do we have Terry Rozier? Like, what? Why did we take on his contract?
$20 million a year.
Yeah, like, dude, and it's still, you could debate that it's too much, but he's definitely
pretty good.
He fits the culture really well.
He's crazy athletic too.
He's great for LaMelo. He's great coming off the bench. He can start.
Man, I'm not sure. Like, outside of Kimba, I'm not sure we've had anyone who can create their own shot as well as Terry Rozier. Talking about, like, okay, excluding the old Hornets teams.
Dude, apparently Ben Simmons has the Hornets are interested in Ben Simmons.
I'll smack the shit out of Michael Jordan. He tries some bullshit like that.
It might happen, man.
I'll slap the shit.
I don't think
I know where I can find him. I will find him. He'll be at a golf course somewhere in fucking Charlotte, or he can be a fucking cigar bar or some shit. I'll find him and I'll smack the shit out of him.
He'll definitely.
Don't you ruin our goddamn momentum.
He has a cigar shop, or it's like a cigar thing in his house.
Right, exactly.
Well, obviously they would trade. They would probably trade a point.
Well, yeah, but like, I don't want fucking like LaMelo.
But LaMelo needs to take over that spot.
Yeah, like let LaMelo. LaMelo's tall. He's not gonna be a good defender, obviously. But like, we don't need another fucking. No, we don't need that.
No, I don't think so.
It would be kind of fun sometimes, but like, he would implode this team. Our fucking team loves each other, dude. Like Miles, Terry, and LaMelo are like all fucking best friends. Like the chemistry is great. It works well on the court. We're like the new Lob City, dude. Like
we are like Miles Bridges with the slams got us on ESPN. You know, much more than we usually are.
And our fucking color commentator.
Yeah,
fucking love that.
What is it, Eric Collins?
Oh yes, I keep forgetting his name.
Yeah.
I'm Disney deep. Like fucking get to the pipe. How do you do? Yeah, how do you? And like, this everything right now is going so well. And then like, I don't even hate Mason Plumlee. Like, I don't think
he's like, not bad.
No, I don't think he's the answer at
center. No, he's for sure not.
Yeah, he's a serviceable center.
Yeah, he's not. He's a backup. Is what he is. I mean, in the NBA, he's a backup.
You know? I mean, I think he's going to be. Unfortunately, I think he's going to be like, you know,
I know,
a starter.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like,
I'm excited about our draft picks though.
Dude,
sorry,
finish. Knight dropped 20 points last night, and he had some just nasty finishes. Like, he just hung at the rim for one. He made a move, was going to get blocked, and then just hung there for a second.
What's the other dude's name from Texas?
Oh, fuck. That's the big guy.
He had a good summer league.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Skinny, real skinny legs.
Yeah, real skinny.
Long. I don't know. Can't remember.
I didn't see too much from him yesterday when I was looking at the stuff, but like Book Knight's he's really good.
Yeah. No, I'm excited about both of them, especially Book Knight's probably more NBA ready. Definitely more NBA ready
for sure.
He'll contribute immediately.
Yeah, and I think he fits our offense. Like, I think we're gonna be a very, very fast paced, very, very fun team to watch.
Dude, we should turn this into a Hornets podcast.
Dude,
Corey's like, no.
Corey's like, just sells the podcast equipment.
Just throws it away.
Hornets and Hurricanes. How about that?
I don't think he's watched much about.
Nah,
I've never watched a full game of hockey ever. It just wasn't.
Dude, we got to get you into hockey.
It just wasn't that big of a thing for me. Neither was football either, though.
Yeah,
that's what makes it. My dad like hates sports, but he loves like fighting. Like, so I'm like, all right, well. So I just got into MMA.
Thing.
Yeah, I guess. Well, he used to be into boxing, and then the UFC came out, and then he became like a big UFC fan.
Did that Tyson Fury Wilder?
It hasn't happened yet.
Okay,
but it's going to, and I'm excited because I
want it get
Tyson
postponed
Fury
or something.
Yeah, it got postponed because I think Tyson Fury tested positive for COVID or something like that. But
yeah, you don't want that. You saw what he did with his tongue last time.
Yeah, there will be bloodshed.
Dude, that was disgusting.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty.
He did the perv tongue.
Dude, I love Tyson Fury. You want to talk about a story on him? Like, one of the best stories anyone could have. But boxing sucks because they don't promote their fighters right. The UFC knows how to promote.
What is like the central organization that governs boxing? I mean, what?
Not a clue.
Is there one?
WBC? WA?
Sounds like a local news network.
It could be anybody. Like, I just don't know.
Like, is it literally just the agents and they have to like handle organizing the events and booking it in Vegas?
There's too many. Unfortunately, there's too many people involved. Whereas like the UFC is just like, hey, you're fighting this guy. You know, so it's like it's better for the fighter. Well, not really. It's better for the fighter if you're a mega draw, if you're a boxer. Right. But if you're not a draw, see, that's the thing with the UFC. They're like, oh, fighters are underpaid, which I agree with. But if you don't speak English and you come to the UFC, like they're promoting you at this point,
right?
And so that does take a price to pay.
So like, I mean, they're taking, like, obviously who's bringing in the money. 99% of the money's coming in from the big ticket fighters, but they're redistributing that to the younger guys. They're investing in those younger guys because they know someday a certain percentage of them will be the big draw.
Exactly.
So
and that's
how they stay relevant.
And the UFC also does like bonuses and stuff. So if you get knockout of the night, if you get performance of the night, you get like an extra $50K. Whereas boxing, they get all
kinds of incentives
to do better.
Right.
Whereas boxing, a lot of us got like Floyd Mayweather.
But then they probably could incentivize the big draws a little better though.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's hard too though because incentives to them is like 20 fighters pay combined and I don't know.
Imagine though, like you train for 12 weeks or 8 weeks or however long and you miss weight. So you already lost like 30% of your pay. You lose, so half of your pay is gone.
Too.
And you got knocked out. So it's like, just your whole, literally you're walking out of there with no money. It's crazy. And then your manager takes 10% of that. So it's like, yeah, it's just the fight business is a young man's game.
Yeah.
And it's also like no options left type game, It's like, all right, well, I'm good at throwing fists, so let's give this a run. Yeah. All right, man. Let's wrap it. It's an hour and 15. Solid podcast. We did pretty good for not preparing at all.
No, we fucking winged it.
Brandon was in.
Dude, Brandon was getting pretty fucking heated about that vaccine. Like, dude, don't mention a vaccine around Brandon.
It was pretty fresh, man. That Wiggins thing pissed me off because like they just sit there and make this horse and pony show about it, and then they're just like, oh wait, I'm gonna lose money.
Yeah, you're right.
Get vaccinated, everybody.
Get vaccinated. I'm on your ass.
Hey,
on your ass.
Body, your choice. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep it somewhat. You can't just.
If you don't get vaccinated,
I do think we need to have more heated arguments on this show.
I don't want to argue, dude.
We should make it a politics podcast.
Dude, let's only talk politics and gun control.
I think that's good, but you might want to add I think we need to add like a moderator.
Dude, let's only talk about women's rights as 3 white men. I think this would be good.
And black rights.
I don't even like the way you said black there. It just sounded weird. Just something about the way my grandma says black. I'm like,
I don't like that.
Well, yeah,
African American.
Yeah.
All right, we probably could have wrapped it up. Good.
Dude. I honestly might cut that part out just because I don't know if the manager listens to everything.
Yeah, we made it political for fucking 2 seconds.
Nah, it's not my style.
Yeah.
Get vaccinated.
All right. See you guys.